So this is a new thing for us, brand new collaboration on the We All Fit Limited side. My name is Danielle. I am a part of the We All Fit team, and I'd like to introduce the lovely Monika, all the way in Australia. Monika, hello, welcome, and thank you for collaborating with me on these Monday lives. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Monika from Australia, and I'm a running coach. I love running and keeping fit and swimming and yeah, working out, doing strength exercising, like weights and body workouts and that sort of thing, going to the gym, and yeah, just keeping healthy and fit.
Amazing. So Monika, we're kick-starting. We're not playing on the Monday lives. We're kick-starting our conversations on Mondays with the topic 5 powerful ways to leave ill health and pain, a life of ill health and pain in the past, helping you to move on through life in a happy and healthy way, pain free, if that's your desire. Now, basically how it's going to work, myself and Monika, we're just going to share with you 5 powerful ways that we've experienced in our own life and in the lives of our clients that has helped them to leave a life of ill health and pain behind. So, Monika, what do you think of this topic before we start sharing all these secrets?
Yeah, I think it's really, really exciting, and you know, really keen to give people some ideas to, you know, get started to increase their fitness and or health journey. So yeah, it's really exciting. So
Amazing. So everybody, if you'd like to write this down, grab a pen, grab some paper. The videos will be available here on both of our pages, okay? So you can find the videos on replay if you would like to refer back to this as well. We'll also be uploading it to YouTube, so you can find it there as well to help you. So my first tip, and I find that this has helped people to lay quite a good foundation, is if you want to leave a life of ill health or pain behind, my first tip is ask yourself. You can ask yourself out loud, or you can ask yourself in the quiet of your mind. Ask yourself the question, why do I want to leave ill health and pain behind? That's my very first tip. And you can write this down, okay? I'll put a list in the videos as well, so you can keep these tips along with it. Monika, what is your first tip for people?
Establishing a morning exercise routine. So every morning, to be consistent, do an exercise workout that you love, like running or swimming, dancing, body attack, any class at the gym, like a pump class or a spin bike class or anything that you love. But do it like every morning, because that makes you feel energetic all day and amazing all day, and that's what works for me. And I find if you leave it later in the day, or just more interruptions will happen, like life, you know, everyone interrupts you and things get in the way, and you know, excuses, and then you get you might get tired after work. Whereas in the morning, it's your time, you know, no interruptions and that early in the morning. And yeah, so that's my first tip.
Amazing. I know you do really well with your morning routine as well, isn't it? You've really took hold of that and owned it for doing it fasting in the morning, and I agree, it really sets the day up, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's, do like, I mean, you know, 45 minutes minimum is good, but I mean, I do an hour and a half, but whatever works for anyone. At least, you know, 30 minutes is great way to get started. Yeah, consistency is the key to get
started. Amazing tips so far. Remember, if you're here on live, say hi. If you're on replay, hashtag replay. If you're on YouTube, enjoy. So the second one I've got is think about and write down what you like to do. There's nothing worse than doing something you don't like doing, right, Monika? Like, what's the point?
Oh, exactly.
So if you sit down and think about what you like to do, and if you write down what you like to do, you get an idea what will work for you. So I'll give you a couple examples. If you like hiking, if you like walking, maybe you like swimming, maybe you like socializing. Most of us like eating, so I'm sure a lot of people will choose eating. And maybe you like team sports. So there's a couple of ideas that you could write down that come across as fun when we talk about health and fitness.
So don't rely on motivation, because motivation, it's just not reliable. Like one day we might feel motivated and other days not. So it's so important to make something a daily habit. If you have trouble making this a daily habit, the exercise, it takes 67 days plus to like make a new habit. So a good way to do it is, like I mentioned before, to try that 75 hard challenge, because it's really good. You know, every day, you know, you're doing 2 lots of exercise a day in the 75 hard, and you know, and once you've done that, you might want to drop back to 1 a day, but at least by doing that challenge, it's over 67 days, and it makes it really easy to, after, it's just a habit. And then because it's a habit, then you'll be addicted to that, doing that exercise. And I know quite a few people that have done it and then have found after that's it, they're doing daily exercise consistently. You know, no excuses, and yeah, it's so much better for your health. So yes, that's my second tip.
And I know the 75 hard changed your life, isn't it, Monika? Tell us about how it changed your life.
Yeah, well, in quite a few ways. So before 75 hard, I probably would have 4 or 5 glasses of alcohol, standard drinks, that is, in Australia. And that's like once a fortnight. And then we had 0 alcohol with 75 hard. And I noticed a massive difference on my exercise and everything. Because even though it wasn't much alcohol, it just was a massive difference without it. My performance was better. You know, I didn't have to have that sleep in the day, you know, just, so many things. And after, now I would just occasionally have 1 or 2 glasses, and that is it. And that doesn't affect anything. It's just occasional 1 or 2. So that was good. And I used to eat chocolate and cakes and that sort of thing for dessert before 75 hard, only for dessert, because I'm only carbs in the nighttime sort of person. And that went away entirely. So now I don't have sugar, because the sugar cravings went away. And well, I was always doing that amount of exercise anyway before, so that hasn't changed. But and the amount of water, yeah, I drink a lot more water now, because it's a gallon of water a day. So I would drink, yeah, about 3 litres of water a day, and that's got significant health benefits. Drinking that amount of water helps with your weight loss, but keeping you more full, and gives you more energy as well. So, amongst other things. So,
it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
People, if you got any questions, drop them in. We're talking about 5 powerful ways to live a life of ill health and pain, okay, through health and fitness. So we've got up to 2 tips done. You can watch this on replay if you'd like to, just rewind it back. And my third one is quite an important one, and it will take a little bit of courage to do, but I have seen that it does help people. So ask your friends, your family, or your colleagues if they would like to join you on this journey. A lot of us feel like people will judge us, maybe people won't support us, but I'm sure if you ask a few people, some people might join you. And this is going back to the 75 hard. There's an element of accountability and community there that helps it to drive forward, isn't it, Monika? And I think just finding people that have a similar desire for their own life will help you to push forward as well in taking the first step in health and fitness. So on to Monika.
Yes, well, actually, accountability partner was my third one as well. So, yeah, and I said because have a coach or a personal trainer, or walk with a friend. You know, I run and walk with a friend, you know, once a week, and then another friend another week, and then with my daughter I go walking with as well, and then and I go running with a friend, you know, and then well, a couple of friends I go running with, and then the accountability of the Facebook group. You know, I was talking about the 75 Hard. There was an accountability group, the Facebook group that I've invited you to, Danielle,
Yes.
and they are so good because they people post what their challenges are, you know, like, and then they come up with answers like it's very challenging to drink that amount of water first of all, or get that exercise in. People show how hard it is. Sometimes they're in cold climates and rain and everything and cold, and they're showing what a challenge it is to get their nighttime routine done as well as their morning routine, and and just eat ideas for recipes and all that sort of thing, healthy eating, and accountability. You know, you put up if you've achieved day one and when you've achieved day two and that sort of thing. So yeah, it really helps. And then people celebrate their results, you know, in the group. So it's about being accountable and celebrating your wins together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And having that like-minded influence, isn't it? So it doesn't make you feel so disheartened as well, helps. If everybody around you is like, oh, you know, you started it this time last time and it didn't work. But if you're like in a group like 75 Hard, people can actually empathize with you and encourage you. And, you know, it doesn't have to be people you know. Sometimes you find that strangers are the most supportive, like Monika's in Australia. Come on.
I know that group is in the US, and but yeah, and I've never met one of them, but they were so supportive, and you know, and sometimes if people failed, broke a day, then they restarted again, and they were encouraged to restart again, and you know, it just gets.
Okay, so on to the fourth one. I've got this one. Now I want you to look at your life, and I want you to look at your calendar. No matter what you do, you use your calendar. You might book a date and a time for your children's PTA meeting. You might be booking a date and a time where you need to start your new job or have a very big meeting, etc. My fourth tip is when you're taking the first step, a powerful way to leave that ill health and that pain behind is to make time in your calendar just for that healthy activity or that fitness activity. Now, you want to make a realistic time and day that you have nothing on. Sacrifice a Netflix movie, sacrifice, I don't know, an hour of scrolling through social media, for example. Sacrifice something that isn't a priority and choose a day where you're not so busy. But the secret to making this time in your calendar is giving it the same priority as you do to your boss, to your children, or to any other commitments that you would literally sacrifice your life for. Okay, that's my fourth tip.
Oh, I love that. It's all about self-care. Exactly. Self-care first. It's got to be a priority, isn't it? That's right.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah. I love it. That's really good. So my fourth tip was about it's just a random one about intermittent fasting, and I think intermittent fasting has got a lot of health benefits, not just for losing weight, but it's got a lot of other health benefits as well. So when I say that, I mean like what I do is stop eating after dinner, and then you just like fasting overnight, and then I don't eat to sort of mid-morning or something like that. So it's a 14 to 16 hour period, and and that's the easiest time to do it overnight. I wouldn't do it any other way, but that's the most popular way, and it's got health benefits like obviously if you're eating healthy and you're eating in a shorter time period, if you're eating healthy, you're going to get fuller and that sort of thing because you're eating healthy food in a shorter time period. So overall, probably eat less. And then it's good for diabetes, it's good for longevity, it's good for reducing cholesterol. When I say diabetes, prevention of type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, good for your heart. So many health benefits, blood glucose readings and that sort of thing, and you just feel really good as well. So at first, when I first started, I think I've been doing it for about 3 years now. first of all, I felt like hungry initially, hunger pains, just getting through it and then after probably a week or two, they went away. So, so it's really good. So I always exercise, and then after I'll eat mid-morning. I exercise in an empty tummy. I just like doing it that way. Yeah.
Isn't this interesting though? Because we've had a conversation about this Thursday anyway. When you get ill, and you go for tests, they tell you to fast before you come for a particular test, or they tell you to stop eating so much, or to cut out a certain food type altogether, isn't it?
That's right. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So,
but I'm sure that we've been misled. I won't say lied to. I'm sure we've been misled in the aspect of how we eat, and we've been misled in terms of the effects of fasting. You know, people are experimenting with fasting now, and they're getting some amazing results. You know, some people don't eat for weeks, and they go on massive marathons and stuff like that. Their energy peak when probably get shut down for saying this, but you know, there's accounts of people not eating for weeks, and they perform the best they've ever performed in their life, which is very interesting.
Well, I first heard about the idea was years ago. Did Michael Mosley 2 and 5? That's where for 2 days of the week you eat like 600 calories, and the other days you just eat healthy but don't count your calories, sort of thing at all. Just eat healthy with no counting calories. And that's where I did it 1 year, and it felt really good. But then I went to try it after, and it's just too hard. So then I heard about the nighttime thing. I was like, oh, that's really easy, because by the time you sleep, then you get up and you do your exercise. You just don't eat for that, and then you're eating after you exercise and after you have dinner. So it's not like any struggle at all, sort of thing. So and it's the most popular.
This is the nice point you bring up as well. Like, you gave it a go, and you see people, look, if you need to trial and error, this is a classic example today. We're trial and error in this for the first time. And what Monika shared just now is very powerful, because some people will try something and it doesn't work for them, and they'll give up everything. Or they'll feel like, oh, I've tried everything, so I'm just going to give up now. But the fact is, it might not work because it's not for you, you know? And there's another way to go about it. You could try a different approach to fasting, like you do the intermittent fasting now. People don't get put off if the fast approach doesn't work, or if something you've been doing for a long time doesn't work for you anymore. Okay, I'm on my last one now, so I hope you still can hear me, Monika.
Yes.
My last one is, and I want you to be as honest with yourself about this, okay? Because it's very personal, and not everybody likes to hear this tip. But if you know 100% that halfway through your journey to being healthy and well, that halfway through leaving that life of aches and pains behind, that you know you're going to give up, get professional help. And the reason why I say this is because the sacrifice of your time and your money will be motivation enough for you to carry on until you get to a point where you won't feel like you're going to give up anymore. Because we mentioned about habits, 67 days to break a habit. Listen, you've spent your whole life, some of us have lived 40, 50 years in a state of ill health and aches and pains. We've become used to that. So you might need professional support, somebody next to you that is going to know how to help you professionally to get you there without you constantly giving up all the time. So if you know yourself and you can be honest to yourself and confess, I'm going to start this, but I know I'm going to give up again because I've tried this over and over and over. My house is full of gym equipment that I use for a week and I never use it anymore. Or I've got loads of healthy eating tools that I never use and they're in the back of the cupboard. get somebody to help you professionally, and sacrifice your time, sacrifice your money, sacrifice something that will motivate you to keep on doing it, because what you've sacrificed so far has not paid off for you. So you know, be honest with yourself and get that professional help if you need it to take that first step. That's my 5th tip. And Monika?
Yeah, I love that one, and that's what I've done recently, because I've you know, done a lot of cardio for years, but I haven't done any strength exercises for you know, a good 10 years. And so, you know, forgotten the techniques and everything. And so it's been really helpful. I've started your 28 days to fitness course, and you're, you know, teaching all the proper techniques and how to have the proper form and everything. Because if you just sort of go to a gym and join in a class, they're not going to teach like a pump class, for example, RPM pump class. You've got to lift these weights really fast and everything, and half the people are like, you know, because you've got to take that time to get that professional help, like you said. And doing your training there, online training, has been like amazing to just give me all that technique and everything. And then plus, in addition, my daughter's a personal trainer, so she gives me some tips as well. And on how to do weights. And so this strength exercise, which is new to me, is really, because I'm new to it, I've had to get you know, professional help, and it really helps. So yeah, so and I think, and also like with running, it's definitely good to have some professional help, because the form that you use makes it easier to run. You can run faster and everything if you have professional help. Whereas if you just start like yourself with no help, it's you know, you just really haven't got an idea about the form and how to get faster. So my last one was just really about something I come across years ago, like 20 years ago, and it was a way of eating in the daytime. So in the daytime, you want to feel energetic and have lots of energy and focus and mentally alert. So what type of foods in the daytime give you energy? So it was a test of eating like you know, protein and veggie sort of lunch in the day, or compared to eating a carb meal in the day, you know, bread, rice or pasta sort of thing. And so I compared the two, because I used to eat sandwiches and muffins for lunch. It's like 20 years ago, and then have that afternoon slump of feeling really tired and you know, out of energy, and really struggled to get through. And but then when I did this test, I found for myself eating like for lunch veggies and salad and chicken or some sort of protein, then protein bars and the afternoon snacks, I felt so awake and energetic and alert. And so I found that that was best suited for my, you know, body type. And so then that's what I have now. Always, I don't touch any of the carbs in the daytime. That's in the nighttime, because it's in the nighttime I don't need that energy. That's fine. Whereas yeah, like someone like my daughter, she needs to wake up and have a muffin for breakfast to have, you know, to have that for the carbs, so to give her the energy. So it's good to do that test to see which body type you are. So.
This has come up again as well, like the idea of testing what works for you, isn't it? And you've had quite a lot of experience with food, isn't it? Like, I know we spoke about your calorie counting journey that we're going to go more into, and now your intermittent fasting and this test that you did. And so if you had to put it all in a time scale, how many years would you say it's been for you to test how to eat the way you eat now?
Yeah, since over the last 20 years, because 20 years ago I did that protein test. Yeah, that was 2002. Yeah, and then the intermittent fasting was about 3 years ago. Fit for Life was last year, which again modified what I eat, because I used to eat all the cakes and donuts and all that for dessert. Now I'll eat some yogurt and fruit, or some dried fruit and nuts, and you know, something like that for dessert, and so more healthy. So yeah, but yeah, so many things that I've learned about eating.
That's amazing, isn't it? And everybody, this has been our first live. There is a lot of information here, and we're going to be back next Monday as well. I'm going to have all these tips written up and put in the comments of this video so that you can come back and see what we've shared today. As you can see, Monika's always all the way in Australia. She's been here for a lot longer than me on this planet. But you can see already that this is not a quick fix opportunity. And as you can see, it's all about you. You know, so Monika, if you would like to encourage your listeners today, whether they're in Australia or in London, how would you encourage them to have a nice week?
Just do something that you love every day. Yes, you know, take your self-care every morning, give yourself some self-care, and just do something that you love that involves moving your body every day, every morning. So
oh, beautiful. Thank you. And if I could encourage you this week, I would just say, be kind to yourself. That's all. Just as soon as that thought comes into my mind, oh, I'm not good enough for this, just think about if you would say that to your friend or to your mum or your dad or your children, okay? And tell yourself, no, I am good enough. Be kind to yourself as you're kind to other people. Monika, thank you. It was a massive success. I can't wait to see you next Monday. If you want to join us on Clubhouse on Thursday, we're with the Y team on Thursdays. Mondays, we'll be here. Next Monday, we'll be back at the same time. Thank you, Monika. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.